I realize now doing this video of reading like my unfinished books, why so many of them were unfinished. I have managed to get myself into a little bit of a reading slump. And I think that also the series is just too spicy for me. Hello and welcome back to another reading video. This book is what inspired today's video. If you've been watching my reading vlogs lately, you know that I started this book 2 videos ago. And as you can tell, I'm still reading it. I am only 47 pages in. And then it got me to thinking I also have a bunch of books on my Kindle that I've started and not finished. And I hate not finishing books. So I thought that's what this week's video would be. I am going to read books that I haven't finished and finish them. So what kind of books do I have on the go that I want to finish? This one, obviously. It's a thriller, The Other Mothers. I really just want to finish this because my wife tells me it's so good. I don't know why it's taking me a while to get into it. And then on my Kindle, we will be starting with A Game of Gods. I've been reading the Scarlet St. Clair, Persephone, and Hades series. When I started that series, I didn't even realize that there was in-between books from Hades' perspective. Now I know that. How many of these books have I read? So I have read the first 3 books in the Hades and Persephone series. I just finished at the start of this year, at the start of January, A Touch of Malice. So A Game of Gods is like the 6th book in the series. It's like a retelling of A Touch of Malice from Hades' perspective. I started this at the start of the month and just dropped it. I'm currently 7% in, which is 36 out of 581 pages, so I want to read that. I have a whole bunch of audiobooks on Audible on my phone that I have bought and not finished, so I want to get through those. And then some books that I should probably just pick up and finish. Little Fire, I am 68% done on my Kindle. Low, which is part of the Plated Prisoner series. I think it's like the last book maybe even. I am 27% done, and I've read the other books in this series, so maybe I should just suck it up and finish it. And then I did start Things We Never Got Over, but I'm only 2% into that. But I did start it and then just put it down. Those are some books that I will probably be attempting to read, at least a couple of them in this. This outfit makes me look like a librarian, like I'm your teacher here to conduct a lesson. So I'm between a few audiobooks to resume. One is Becoming Free Indeed by Ginger Duggar. One is Page Boy by Elliot Page. Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. Or The Girl Who Fell from the Sky, which maybe I'll do. Maybe we'll do that one, The Girl Who Fell from the Sky. I'm currently on chapter 7.
It was time to finally let someone love me back. And that someone was going to be me.
So imagine this. You're 20 years old on a once-in-a-lifetime backpacking trip through Europe with your friend. You've dreamt about this forever. While in Switzerland, you decide to go skydiving in the Swiss Alps. A total bucket list moment. You're skydiving and the view is amazing. You're looking at the world below you and you just can't believe that this is your life. But then you notice something's wrong. The instructor strapped to you hasn't pulled the parachute, and the ground is getting closer and closer. The ground is getting closer and closer and closer. You're awake the whole time. The person behind you isn't responding. The ground is so close, you're sure you're going to die. And you hit the ground. You're still awake, and it doesn't kill you. That is the story that I'm currently listening to. It is a completely true story about Emma Carey, the girl who fell from the sky. I'm currently on chapter 26. This is the book I told you about last night that I need to finish. I actually got it when it came out and I just hadn't had the time to sit down and read it. It is her telling her story and her resilience about suffering a spinal cord injury and the courage to overcome it all and keep living and still finding the positivity in life even after something so absolutely horrific happens to you. So it's good. I'm liking it. Like I said, on chapter 26. It's read by the author, which I always love. The twins are currently napping, so I'm going to read a little bit. Most of these dogs start barking. Please don't bark. Shh.
She's in the hot tub while the baby's nap.
I'm gonna read my book.
How cozy.
This
also,
is my
what
dream.
a nice
I
view.
have a coffee.
Can you read your book?
And I'm gonna read my book. I'm so excited.
Yay!
With you. Also, it's freezing cold out. The twins are napping. Allie and our friends are inside and they're just hanging out. They're gonna have some breakfast, I think. And I got in the hot tub. It is a wood-fired hot tub, which are like my favorite kind. I really want to get one. And you can see the beautiful ocean right there. And it is cold outside, as you can tell from the steam on the water. But the hot tub is still warm from last night. And I actually can't handle things super hot. So this is a really good temperature for me. Let's look at what it is. So it's still about 100 degrees, which feels really warm when it's so cold. Quality change. Allie brought me the vlogging camera. Where's the seat? Oh my gosh. This is so cozy. She also just brought me a little wine, which is very nice, especially after the night we had. I got an e-reader that said it was waterproof, so I can read in situations like this because I'm such a huge... So basically this is just a giant outdoor bath for me and I'm loving it. I'm still working on my The Game of Gods Hades book and I'm up to 18% done. So I've made a lot of progress. Let's read. I've said the fear of a lifetime for me personally. I thought I forgot my e-reader at the cottage and was so upset. I realized when I was locked in the car with the twin that was sleeping, Moose, and oh my gosh, I was so worried. Allie called the cottage already and they said that they checked where I thought I left it. Allie did pick it up and put it in here. Thank goodness. What would I have done without this? I would have been devastated. And if we're curious about how far I got reading at the cottage, I really only read this book and made it to 38%, A Game of Gods in the Hades and Persephone series. I did it! I finished a book. So, I just finished The Girl Who Fell from the Sky, which is the audiobook that I've been listening to, and it was really good. So Emma Carey, like I said, is a woman who was in a skydiving accident, and it's a very positive, like uplifting book about, as she keeps saying, if you can do something, you must. But it left me with like a really good feel-good feeling, if you know what I mean. So I'm gonna give it 4 stars. Also, like I said, it's narrated by the author, which I think is always so nice. She's an influencer actually from Australia that I've followed for a long time, like many years. So 4 stars. Now though, we have to decide what other audiobook we will start because I have a lot of cleaning and stuff to do on this lazy Sunday. Sleep, so you know it's time for another reading bath, but this time I only have until 7 to read because at 7 I get to, it's a very exciting thing, do my fantasy draft picks for the bachelor pool that me and my friends do. So that'll be fun. So it's a group Skype, so I need to get in the bath so that I can get reading. Today's setup includes Shelby the cat. I think I'm finally gonna dive in and use this Krabby Patty Lush bath bomb that I've been saving. I have a Cove soda, and I don't know if I'm gonna read The Game of Gods or The War of Gods or whatever, or The Other Mothers. The Other Mothers is getting good. This isn't. I have managed to get myself into a little bit of a reading slump. Mostly over this book, and it's not that this is a bad book. I have been trying to read this for the past million reading vlogs, it feels like, and I just cannot get into it. I'm about halfway done, it looks like, and I just really want to read it. I have been trying all week to read, and I really have not at all. So I'm currently at 197 on The Other Mothers, and I haven't really picked this up. So The Game of Gods, I'm only 37% into, so that shows you I have not really been reading much. I even went to a brewery to sit and read in the evening, and it was super cozy, but I kept getting distracted. And that's the thing with this book. I'll read a couple chapters and then I just get distracted by anything and everything, and I put it down. And I'm only reading like a few pages at a time, and it's not really gripping me, even though I know it's a good book. There's been twists and little reveals so far, like it feels like a book I'd like to read, but there's just something about it, or something about me right now, that makes me not really want to read. So I'm in a bit of a reading slump. So I thought that we would sit, I would try to read this, and we'll see how far I can get. Wish me luck. Guys, a really good twist just happened. I did see it coming. I said to Allie last night when I was reading this, I was like, I have a feeling that X is gonna XX, and she didn't say anything, and I was right. It's starting to get really good. I'm liking it now, finally. It's not even that the first, whatever, the book was bad. I just couldn't get myself into it. The twins took a long enough nap that I was able to finish this. I can't believe it, but basically I just sat there, did absolutely nothing but read their entire nap, and I liked it. I'll give a full breakdown later because I think they're waking up. Perfect timing. But I think I'm gonna give it 4 stars. It was a good thriller. I would definitely recommend it. I just finished cooking dinner. The twins are in bed. Allie's just cleaning up in the kitchen, and I thought I would talk to you about the book I finished today, which is The Other Mothers. This book took me so long to read, but then once, like today, I was at what, page 200 or something, and then I just dove in and just finished it. The last half of the book is really good. I will say there is a lot of really well done red herrings in the book. There's a lot of clues that like they make you question stuff. I like to see if I can pick important bits out of the story to see if it was like a little breadcrumb, a little clue the author left. And sometimes you're right, sometimes you're wrong. Sometimes you think bits are gonna be important and they tie in, but they're not. So this was one of those books where there was so many little things you could pick up on, and I love when the ending makes complete sense but isn't something that I personally thought of. Like, I didn't figure this out. I did not guess where this book was going, which is always kind of fun. So I really liked it. It's definitely a 4-star read. I would have given it 5 stars if I could have read it quicker. If it wouldn't have taken me so long to get into, this definitely would have been a 5-star read, so I definitely recommend it. And then when I was cooking dinner, I was really trying to listen to an audiobook, and I just could not make myself do it. I realize now doing this video of reading like my unfinished books why so many of them were unfinished, and it's because I took forever to get into things and just abandoned it. So I'm currently listening to Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. I think it's gonna be a good book. I don't know why, I just have trouble getting into it. I'm currently 48 minutes in only, and I have 5 hours and 54 minutes to go. So I don't know how long it's gonna take me to read this book, but probably a while. And then I was actually like, when I was cooking, thinking, oh, now what am I gonna read for the rest of this video? Like, I feel like there's nothing else that I really want to be reading. I completely forgot about all of the books on here, and now I'm excited to read again, so that's good. I have a little snack. It's vegan chicken nuggets and deep fried pickles that I do in the air fryer. I have made it to 55% in my book, and I think I realized my issue with it and why it is a book that is taking me a month to read. In general, I've liked this series so far, this whole Hades and Persephone series. It's been good. I've been enjoying it, but I feel like it's getting too slow and too repetitive. I really liked the Hades books, which are basically a retelling of her side of the story from his. I really liked those in the past. I feel like I'm learning so much more about the gods and learning so much more about like what was happening behind the scenes and why he was acting the way he was and stuff. But this one so far, the first half, at least for me personally, feels like an exact retelling. I'm not learning anything new, I feel like, so it's really boring. And I think that also the series is just too spicy for me. I find a lot of series like Throne of Glass or A Court of Thorns and Roses, except for the last one, when there's spice just here and there, it's fine. But this book, it's like every other chapter, it feels like, is like this long drawn out scene, and I don't like that. So I am honestly just like skipping those bits because I'm like, why would I read this? What's the point? It's so nice. And just about all of our work things have kind of been canceled or postponed. So it's the perfect day to just curl up on the couch and read, especially because I feel like we had a very busy weekend. First, I finished a book last night. I finished The Game of Gods, which is the third and I think final Hades book in the Persephone and Hades Touch of Darkness series. So I have some thoughts. Guys, I gave it 2 stars. That's crazy to me. So this is the 5th book in the overall series, and oh my god, I liked the other books. It was a struggle to get through, and by the end I feel like I was just skim reading it. For reference, I gave A Touch of Malice, which is the like partner book to it, 4 stars. I think if I would have read the Hades book first, I would have rated it a lot higher. The issue is, this is a retelling of the same story from 2 different points of view, her point of view and his point of view. And oh my gosh, this book in particular was basically the same book. There didn't feel like there was anything different between the 2 of them hardly. And randomly there was points of view from other characters that like we don't really even know these characters. It was weird. I am not a fan at all of how this book was done. I feel like it was just unnecessary and the same book twice. If you don't know, Hades is the god of the underworld and Persephone is the goddess of spring in Greek mythology, and this is kind of like a modern retelling, a series where it's like, what if instead of the religions we have, like Christianity and Islam and Judaism, and there's lots of other religions, I'm not going to list them all, but instead of those, what if we still worshipped gods like we did then? The gods are gods, and it's a very interesting series. I do enjoy the series. This book though just did not do it for me, and it took me a month to finish. That is crazy considering I was binging this series until this book. I read the first 4 books in this series in 9-ish days. That's crazy. I just did this book, it just shows, was not it for me. So since we're carrying along with the theme of reading books that I have started but haven't finished, I'm trying to decide between 2. Reading Glow, which is the 4th book I believe in the Plated Prisoner series, or Little Fire, which is just, I don't actually remember. It is the 1st book in a series, and I don't know if I'm gonna follow through with it, but I made it to 69% when I was reading this book back in, I want to say, November, and I feel like maybe I'm gonna give it another shot and just see if I can just finish this book. I mean, there's not that much left, and see how I feel at the end. Maybe I'll just drop the series and never pick it up again, but maybe I'll actually like it. I just felt like it was really slow. I think we're gonna do that and then maybe give Glow a shot. We'll see. I just got a feeling that I have a feeling. I have a feeling. I will say I was right about the twist that I thought I could see coming. I finished it. So I would give it 3 stars. It really wasn't bad. And now I'm trying to remember why I ever stopped reading it. I think I just got bored in the middle. I think the middle part for that book was too drawn out for me and not enough happened. The start was really good and the end was really good. I think from my memory. I know the end was really good. It did make me think, should I read the second book in the series? Let's read what it's about. If you watch my channel with my wife, Allie and Sam, you know that the dogs are always drinking water in our videos, and I don't know why that is. And they're doing it now in this too, so feels about right. So the book I read was called Little Fire. It's part of the Warriors of the Five Realms series by Holly Mans. It has an average of 3.98 stars on Goodreads. It is on Kindle Unlimited, that's what I read it on. Kindle Unlimited feels free to me even though I know it's not free. She's broken from a past she can't remember, she has amnesia, and it says, he's scarred from a past he can't forget. Declan can kill with a blink of an eye, jaded and cold, he rules his kingdom the same way he does his heart, with merciless pragmatism. Are these reading vlogs from a girl who can't read? Maybe. He is the Archmage. Archmage? How do you say that word? This one. But basically he rules the kingdom that she lives in. She was found by her adopted mother when she was a teenager having amnesia, and she doesn't remember anything about her past. And he is the like lord of where she lives. One day she gets pulled into a portal that's taking her to another realm, and he follows her, and they have to like fight for their lives in the shadow realm and see what happens. And I'm not giving anything away because that is stuff it all says in the description of the book. It is a book that involves like fae and magic, and I don't know what kind of magic he has, what it would be described as, but he is magic too. But it was pretty good. I liked it. And now I'm going to read another one of a book that I'm currently 26% into, like I said, and that is Glow. It's the 4th book in the Plated Prisoner series. So let's see how much I can read before the kids wake up. They've transitioned, or they're currently transitioning, to 1 nap. 2 naps in the day to 1 nap, and today it's going good. I mean, they're having a good sleep, so I'm getting even more reading in. I'm going to go and shovel the driveway. I'm going to listen to my book while I do it. Matthew McConaughey's book, Green Lights. I thought I was recording that whole thing and I was not. So I'm curled up, going to read. The twins are asleep. My wife is in the shower. I have some time. I'm reading Glow, still from the Plated Prisoner series, and this book is one that I stopped reading in the summer, and I thought that I was going to give up on the series altogether. I didn't think that it was for me, but now I'm invested again, which is a nice treat. That's a benefit of doing this video. So let's see how much I can read. I made it to 60% last night. I'd like to finish it today. I actually have some bad news if you're me. I ordered the new Crescent City book and it was supposed to arrive yesterday. Allie made plans to go out tonight so I could have a cozy reading bath and just like binge the book. I was so excited and it didn't arrive. And now it says it's going to come in a few days and I'm so disappointed about it. I ordered it in September. I pre-ordered it and I'm so sad that it's not here. But that means that we're just continuing this video and I am going to keep reading the Plated Prisoner series, Glow. I'm about 70% I think done and it's way better than I remember. I had just completely binged the rest of the series and I'm thinking maybe it was just too much and I needed to step away and come back fresh because I'm enjoying it again, which I'm really happy about. I did it! Last night in the bath I finished Glow, which is from the Plated Prisoner series, and I think I gave it Let's actually double check how many stars I gave it. I keep track of all of this on my Goodreads. I should start linking my Goodreads down below. I used to write actual reviews on my Goodreads of what I thought of every book, but lately I have only been giving my star ratings. So I gave it 3 stars. I probably would have given it 4 stars if I hadn't needed to stop it for so long. Like I said, this is a book that I read in the summer and only made it, what did I say, like 20-some% into before I just gave up and abandoned the series. And I actually was so disinterested. I had never planned on picking it up again, but I did, and I'm glad I did. I mean, that would have made it a 4-star for me if I would have just kept going with it. It has 4.19 stars on Goodreads out of almost 59,000 ratings. So people do like it. I mean, it wasn't a bad book. I'm excited now to read more of the series, but like I think I said, I think I might have just like read too much of it. Like I just needed a break, which I don't normally do when I'm reading a series. Normally I read it in succession and I like doing that, but maybe I should stop doing that because it seems like maybe I'm getting a little burnt out doing that. Maybe I just woke up from a snap. Let me count how many books we read in this video. The Girl Who Fell from the Sky, The Other Mothers, A Game of Gods, Little Fire, and Glow. That was 5 books in this. Successful. I mean, I finished 5 books that I wouldn't have otherwise finished. Well, some of them I might have, but 2 of them I definitely, 3 of them, I definitely was not going to read Glow, Little Fire, or The Girl Who Fell from the Sky anytime soon without this video. So I'm very glad I did this. Just a little reading vlog. I do want to show you something. This book is massive. The 3rd book in the Crescent City series, House of Flame and Shadow, just came out, and I think my next video is going to be a reading vlog of just reading this and giving my thoughts as spoiler free as I can. I'm really excited. I think it's going to be really fun. I've been waiting to read this for forever. I ordered it in September and my pre-order copy was a little delayed, but now it's here and I can't wait. So if you're interested in that, that'll be the next video. Thanks for watching. Bye!